Don't you hear it?
Move along.
What? Just let me train.
Oh,
That's all you got?
My
Come on.
Please. God will redeem you. Your kindness.
Fucking piece of shit.
Should have placed my money on the Eterna.
Pay for that.
Oh, you live and learn.
I'm one of them.
Come to beds. Talk to Russia.
I'll fucking crush you.
Yes? Grandma Rasha's home for lost kittens. Honestly, if you need to ask, then you sure as fuck don't belong here. Go back to your bathing houses and galleries, sunchild. Ooh, how eloquent. You're from the surface, aren't you? No, don't say anything, I can tell. No cave dweller gets that much sun on his pretty face. So, you want to fight, huh? You're an arcanist, aren't you? That look in your eyes, the constant twitching of your fingers. Oh, I can tell. Well, why not? Been a while since someone threw fireballs through the pit. You do know that we're not doing tumbles down here, right? If you fight well, you can make a lot of money fighting here. But if you don't, well, you can imagine. Usually, yeah. Sometimes the loser pleads for mercy, but the crowd doesn't like it. Oh, sure. Sometimes they even come down here and read us quotes from the verses. Jokes aside, I couldn't care less about what the Order does or doesn't know. Down here, the rules are different. Well, for what it's worth, I don't particularly enjoy seeing some baby-faced boy have his head taken from his shoulders either. But these are the rules. And if the stakes weren't as high, everybody would join the party in hopes for treasure. And frankly, for some people, the pit offers a chance at something they wouldn't find elsewhere. The chance for a better life. But I don't think you, as a sun child, would understand. Huh. Alright. First of all, you'll need to sign this, though. If you can read and write, sign with your name. If not, with a cross. Thank you. Then we can start right away. And, one more thing. I always found this a bit silly, but the crowd always wants a name they can shout to the ring when you're bashing someone's head in. You know, the fighter, the butcher, stuff like that. So, what do you want? Prophet? Huh. Well, let's hope you're as good at fighting as you are at prophesizing. Fair enough. If you want, you can dive right into the ring. There'll be a pack fight in a couple of hours. Yeah, also called Last Man Standing wins. 3 to 6 fighters in the ring, dog eat dog. Well, that depends on the bets, so I can't tell you yet. But if you win, it'll be well worth it. Eager, aren't you? Good. Just go down to the training dummies. I'll call you when we begin.
Mesdames and messieurs, a cordial welcome to the Dust Pit. You know who I am, I know who you are, and above all, I know why you are here today. Because you want to see a fight! Today, there are 4 rookies in the ring, and they all share the same dream, to become the champion of the arena. Oh, can you see them shiver, the sweat glistening on their foreheads? They are afraid, and rightfully so, because they know only one of them will leave the pit on both legs. Mesdames and messieurs, I proudly present Kata Tanner's daughter, called the Storm. Simael Roth, called the Vagabond. And Tamas Shagar, also known as the Derwish. And last but not least, the unknown warrior who is only known by his moniker, the Prophet. Now, enough of the words. Fight!
You know the rules, Rasha. If we don't get the money until tomorrow, there will be consequences. So handle it.
But... fine. I'll see what I can do.
Good go. Ralata Sheva. Well fought.
You. Well fought. Really. Here's your share. Pardon my language, but none of your fucking business. Well, aren't you a piece of work? Still got blood and dust on your skin and already begging for the next battle. Come by in a couple of days and ask again, will you? I got things to
Waste my
take
money
care
on the
of.
Eterna. You live and learn. So many fights. over
You've
the
come at the
money.
right time. There's a fight soon, and you're the perfect candidate. 2 versus 1. Interested? The twins. 2 nasty, hairy beasts of men with even nastier axes. Yeah, I know, the odds are against you, but what should I say? The crowd wants it, I deliver. What do you say? Oh yeah, but judging by how you fought, I think you stand a chance. Still, it'll be dangerous. So, what do you say? Bold words. All right, then go downstairs and warm up. I'll tell you when we're ready.
Mesdames and messieurs, a cordial welcome to the Dust Pit. You know who I am, I know who you are, and above all, I know why you are here today. Because you want to see a fight! Today, 2 familiar faces will fight a rookie who you've already grown to love. The twins against the mysterious warrior only known as the Prophet. It is a battle to the death, a battle about gold and blood. Now enough of the words. Time to give you what you've all been waiting for. Warriors, fight!
Bloody vermin, all of them.
What do you want? Ah, sure. Sorry. I was elsewhere. Here's your share. Well deduced, detective.
The father will know.
His shadow tribute, which my esteemed father, who rediscovered his juvenile spite in his last years, refuses to pay. Which, in return, means that the nice guy who just paid me a visit will send us some of Rolata's goons to either set fire to our establishment, or send my father onto the eternal paths a couple of years earlier, if I don't think of something. Protection money. If you want to stay alive down here, you have to pay. Oh, you have no idea how the wind blows down here, do you? Thanks for the offer, but no. Only an utter idiot would take on the Rolata. 2 or 3 days, give or take. Oh, I know you'd love to jump right back in. But if we start doing battles every bloody minute, the crowd will lose interest. And money. Just swing by in a couple of days, alright? You'll get your fight. Look at that. You have a talent for showing up when you're needed. You know that? There's a fight coming up, and I want you to participate. Gur Halnan. He's been fighting for a while now. A brute in heavy armor. With a couple of, how should I say, special techniques he picked up in his homeland, Arazil. I won't lie, he'll be a tough nut to crack. Aren't you eager? You know the drill. Go downstairs and warm up. The fight will take place in a couple of hours.
Mesdames and messieurs, a cordial welcome to the Dust Pit. You know who I am, I know who you are, and above all, I know why you are here today. Because you want to see a fight! Today, there is something special on the menu. Or should I say, something savage? Because this is a word that best describes the beast our still undefeated rookie must stand his ground against. Mesdames and messieurs, I present Gur Halnan, the Berserker of the Steppes, versus the Prophet. Shed some blood, warriors! Blistering blazes, what a punch!
Keep walking.
From the upper city, huh? You got guts walking
Not
around with all
bad.
that stuff.
I have to
down
hand
here.
it to you. You're really starting to impress me. I didn't think you'd stand a chance against old Gur. Kinda sad to see him gone, but he knew the risks. Here's your share. Come back in 2 days or so.
You live and learn.
Just remember your training. You can do this.
Yes? Ah, aye, we are. This time it'll be exciting. The Ringmaster plans to pair you with Raga Shadowclaw. No, but you will soon. She's an alchemist. Small tip from my side, don't let her tender appearance fool you. You'll see why. Aren't you eager? You know the drill. Go downstairs and warm up. The fight will take place in a couple of hours.
Mesdames and messieurs, a cordial welcome to the Dust Pit. You know who I am, I know who you are, and above all, I know why you are here today. Because you want to see a fight! This is the fourth battle of the mysterious newcomer called the Prophet. But will it also be the last? Because this time we picked a special treat for him to feast on. Mesdames and messieurs, you came for blood, and you shall have it.
Some folks just never learn.
Not bad.
Folks just never learn.
Keep walking.
Look who's back. Not bad, not bad. I was expecting you to pee your pants after she did that little trick of hers. But no. You kept your cool as usual. Sure you don't want to start working as a mercenary? You could make more money that way. Either way, here's your pay. I had hoped you'd ask that. Aye, I do. And this time, you're in for a real challenge. No. If you're man enough, you'll fight the beast tonight. Aye, the pride of the pit. And the good thing about it, even if you hack it to shreds, all we need to do is give it some elixir and have our necromancer stick it back together, and it's as good as new. I won't lie, though. It'll be hard this time, and chances are you won't make it out alive. If you do make it, though, it'll be worth your time. Something like that, aye. But let's not dwell on the details, shall we? All right, I'll wait. But don't take too long. Yes? Thought so. Well then.
Mesdames and messieurs, a cordial welcome to the Dust Pit. You know who I am, I know who you are, and above all, I know why you are here today. Because you want to see a fight! 4 battles, 4 victories. But can the Prophet also oppose the beast that's been soaking this soil in blood for decades? We shall see. Unleash the beast! Blistering blazes, what a punch!
Let's see you dance, Prophet. Enemy! Good. That's enough. Let's talk. Fair enough. This is better. Forgive me my dramatic entrance. I was just about to explain. I'm Thero Naris, voice of the Father. I've been watching you for a while now because I'm looking for someone with your set of skills. And, our little encounter down in the pit erased the last doubts I had about you. That accent. You're an outlander, aren't you? Shit. Does that mean I have to explain who the Relator is to you? You've got guts, I'll give you that. The Relata is more than a bunch of criminals, though. But we'll get there. Regarding your original question, the voices are the military arm of the Relata. I'm sure you've seen some of us before. We come into play when a matter needs a strong hand to resolve itself. Indeed. Let me get straight to the point. I want to hire you for a mission. Well, actually, it's simple. I want your help in killing someone. The father. Their leader, not mine. When I was 6 years old, the Relata abducted me and a dozen other children. That is, they bought us. Shagun, the old cunt who owned our orphanage, she sold us like cattle. Us, and over the years, at least a dozen more. And we all came from the same orphanage. The refuge. And no, I have no idea what they did to us. I remember nothing. Yes. Why? Well, probably because the father shoved an ingot of gold up her ass for every child she sold. But the flesh maggots got her a while ago, so she took her reasons to the grave with her. That's the big question, isn't it? At first I thought it was about child trafficking. You know, tender little knaves and girls for rich bastards. Ark's bigwigs. Yet now I've come to the conclusion that it must have been about science. Experiments. Only the father. As I said, I'm pretty sure you have the wrong idea about them. The Relata doesn't see itself as a guild of murderers, but as a faith, a sect, a cult, in other words. The blackmailing, the shadow tax, is how they finance the little community. That the physical body is the worst thing that ever happened to man. It's a whole that needs to transcend. But we digress. If we're to work together, you'll soon have some rogue cultists telling you all this shit anyway. Kind of. After the father was done with us, he simply disposed of our corpses. This is also the first memory I have of that time after the abduction. Waking up in a pile of dead bodies. I don't know exactly, but I must have been somewhere between 12 to 14 years old. Still half a child, in other words. As you can imagine, I was a mess for the first few moons after that. Once I was able to think somewhat straight again, I looked for help in the upper city. Of course, the guards didn't believe a word of what I said and sent me right back down into the caverns. Many things are horrible. Still they happen. No. And frankly, it doesn't surprise me. I'm sure hundreds of ragged kids from the Undercity had come to them before, telling them horror stories about how much they suffered down there only to get a bed and some food. Also, as you may have figured out by now, the Order doesn't have any power down here. The Relata controls the caves, and that's how it will stay. Correct. And let's put it this way. I came to realize that no matter how much I cursed and cried, nobody would come to my help. So I decided to take matters into my own hands. I taught myself how to survive and how to fight. And years later, I entered the dust pit for the first time. One of the voices saw how well I could fight and offered me to study the Relats. Their codex, their holy scripture, written by the father himself. I shaved my head and became a scion, the lowest rank. 8 years ago. The father doesn't bother with most relay, especially not with the scions. Also, when they discarded me, I was still a child. Now, I'm a man, Revenge. Yes. I want this monster to pay for what he did to me and the others. And I want to make sure that it will never hurt anyone again. Ever. One of the core beliefs of the Relata concerns the Day of Transcendence. It's the day when every Relame who's ever proven him or herself worthy leaves their body to continue existing as an immortal, immaterial being. And they also believe that this day is imminent, since the Father found a way to achieve transcendence for himself and for his lambs. In the weeks to come, he will set out an expedition to the Frostcliff Mountains. Since this expedition will be an extremely dangerous undertaking, he will bring along almost a dozen of the best mercenaries available. You will be one of them, and together, we will kill the Father. I'm telling you this because I need someone who knows how to kill. Better than the usual cutthroat you find down here. And you seem to be that someone. Also, there's something about you. I can't say what, but I feel as though you're the right person for the job. Let's leave it at that. By doing something that impresses him. As you can imagine, the Relata already has its stock of sellswords they rely on. But if we do something that impresses the Father or the First Seer, it might be enough to convince him to hire you. Look, I know how shaky it sounds, but it's our best bet. So, are you with me or not? Absolutely. Meet me at the Wailing Tree, 2 hours from now. Here. This'll help you get back to the Undercity in case you need to return to the surface before our meeting. Stay safe.
Look at that. A visitor from the surface.
Hear my words, O path-abiding people of this holy city. A miracle.
Can I help
A
you?
miracle that must have been due to a sheer
Hungry for arcane secrets?
Moralis Blessings, my friend.
Anything for friends of
What one wears tells more than 1,000 words. As we Chileans like to say, you are surrounded by a feeling of an adventurer as much as a keeper is surrounded by a feeling of honor. And I think I might just have something in stock, which could be to your liking. A potion. One of my friends in the Blue Islands Coalition gave it to me with the last delivery, and he said they took it from pirates. Of course, that sparked my interest, and so I asked an apothecary to examine it. And now brace yourself. He said this potion grants its user extraordinary powers. Here, take a look. Beautiful, isn't it? It can be yours for only 200 pennies.
Treat yourself.
That's music to my ears. However, the potion takes effect 2 days after ingestion, so you'll need to be patient. But how do people say on Chile? Everything comes to those who can wait. Farewell. You just can't depend on those sailors. How long do they expect me to wait for my shipment?